Okay. All right. All right. I think we have it already here. Good Saturday, Sabbath morning to everybody. Okay. Okay. So, welcome to week 39 of Bible Day Live. This is just a devotional, a fun way for me to engage with the word and have a way of accountability for actually incorporating the word into everything that makes my life work. So we are at week 39. We have Daniel, Ezra, Psalm, Haggai, and Zechariah in the soundtrack. Now, what we do every week is we just get on here and share some things that we experience, or just things that we find noteworthy about our study from this week. So, okay. And all year we've been going through the Bible chronologically because the Bible really opened up to me when I discovered the chronological Bible. So these really dedicated people went through the Bible and ordered it in a timeline sequence. And so that really helped me connect the dots. And so that is what we do here every week. We use a chronological reading plan. And if you don't have one, you can get one at BibleRoom.org, as well as the soundtracks, or you can just use your own. There are very, very good ones out there, but we use the one at BibleRoom.org. Okay, so this week is going to be a little bit different than prior devotionals because I had the wildest week trying to do what I normally do with the soundtrack. So what I decided to do is just do some use some fun technology tools to do an overview of Daniel, because like you see here, Daniel down here on the bottom, you notice that we went through the 7th through 12th chapters of Daniel. And that's all of Daniel's 12 chapters. So what I have here is Notebook LM. It is a free tool by Google. So if you have a Gmail account, you have um, a notebook. So I took and I went right here and chose YouTube, and I added some of my favorite speakers that teach the Bible, that go through the Bible verse by verse, teaching through the whole Bible. And I have found that most of those guys, other than J. Vernon McGee, but a lot of those verse by verse teachers are from Calvary Chapel. So this one here, 30,000 feet, that's Skip. This one, the Bible Project, that's not a Calvary one. These are just guys who do very good animations. And I like that, the Bible Project. So I put that video in here from them. And I recently found Calvary Chapel that is in Clayton, and that is really near my house. I was very excited to find that. And this is another one from Calvary Chapel, Clayton, 70, Daniel 70 weeks, 1 and 2. And of course, Chuck Missler is one of my favorites, and Pastor Paul is one of my favorites. Missler and Paul and of course, CCC Clayton and 30,000 Feet guy they're all Calvary Chapel teachers. So anyway, you put all that in there as sources, and you can do really neat things with those sources, like asking Google to look through all of your sources and generate a slideshow. Okay. Or is this the video? Okay, this is the video. So I asked it to create a video. Let's listen to a little bit of it.
All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going back in time, like way back, over 2,500 years, to unpack a book that has puzzled and captivated people for centuries, the Book of Daniel. It's this incredible mix of epic stories and seriously mind-bending prophecies that claim to lay out the future of world history. I mean, just imagine that for a second. What if you could see, way in advance, the great powers that would shape our world? Well, the Book of Daniel makes that exact claim.
Okay, so of course I would take this resource and put it from my perspective. I didn't like that she said the book claims, because I believe every word of the Bible is true. So I would just change that when I am editing it, if I was going to present it somewhere, to have it say the Bible says, and that's just it. But this is a free resource, and this is just a way to help get, thoughts together and see how they do it, and then come up with my own stuff. Okay. So that's the video overview. And it'll do like an audio podcast. Here's a little bit of that.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we pull the sharpest insights from your research stack.
Glad to be here.
Today, we are immersing ourselves in the Book of Daniel. It's really a foundational text, isn't it? Giving incredible details, history, and just astonishingly precise prophecies about world empires.
It really is. And the structure itself is, well, it's the first clue, chapters 1, and then 8 through 12, they're in Hebrew, the language of Israel.
Right, but then you get this central block, chapters 2 through 7, and bam, it switches to Aramaic.
Exactly. And Aramaic wasn't the Jews' everyday language back then. It was the common tongue of the big empires, Babylon, Persia.
So that switch tells you something immediately. That middle section is focused on the world stage, the Gentile empires.
Precisely. It's looking at history through the lens of those dominant powers.
Okay, so that sounds really good so far. So that's an audio version. It's 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes of these guys going back and forth talking about the sources that I put in that notebook. So that will help frame things and just keep you engaging with the stories. Okay, so what else did we have here generated? Okay, so that's the audio. Here is a quiz. A quiz. According to the Bible Project source, so that would be this one here, what is the primary significance of the Book of Daniel's linguistic structure, which shifts from Hebrew to Aramaic and back to Hebrew? Indicates that the Aramaic sections were written at a later date by different authors. It highlights chapters 2 through 7 as a coherent central section and draws special attention to the visions in chapters 2 and 7. Shows Daniel's gradual assimilation into Babylonian culture, where he began to favor Aramaic over his native Hebrew. So that is the quiz. It was designed to make the book accessible to both Jewish and Gentile audiences of the time. Okay, it gives a hint. I mean, those answers are like really wordy, right? So the hint: consider how an author might use language to not just communicate, but to structure the story itself. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Next. Oh, word. So where are the answers? I need like the answers. Interesting. I'd have to really think about that. Okay, so that's the quiz. Let's see. If we expand it, it'll get big like that and collapse the viewer. So this is a good tool. Boy, it's got me thinking already. Okay, so that's the quiz and flashcards. Let me ask this thing. Where are the answers to the quiz you generated? Let's ask it that, see if it'll tell us. Seven sources, Daniel quiz. Based on the source materials. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I have to figure that out. So flashcards. So the book of Daniel is divided into two main parts. Chapters 1 through 6 are historical narratives, while chapters 7 through 10 contain Daniel's visions about the future. See, answer. Okay, this was easier. Visions. So, yes. Explain. I'm reviewing flashcards based on the source material, and I'd like to expand my understanding of one of them. Wow, this would be good to like do a deeper dive into something. On the front, it reads the question, explain the topic in more detail. And then it goes into the topic and it has a link here. Oh, and it goes to the video. But it starts playing at the
book of Daniel. The story is set.
Starts playing it at the beginning. Let's see, what does this say? 2. Bible Project. Oh, it goes right to it in the transcript. While chapters 7 through 12 contain the visions of Daniel about the future, but this two-part shape is made even more interesting by another design feature. Also, this is the answer in the transcript of that video that it put in here. It begins in Hebrew, the language of the Israelites. Chapters 2 through 7, written in Aramaic, a cousin language to Hebrew, spoken widely among the ancient empires. But then in chapters 8 to 12, it goes back to Hebrew. This design shows how chapters 2 through 7 are a coherent section, but it's also highlighting the importance of chapters 2 through 7. A coherent section. Interesting. Okay, so that was the flashcards. What else we have down here? Okay, for this one, I generated it from the mind map. Okay, the mind map, so it goes into, this is what it titled the whole notebook, and then it flies out into these different areas that it created from all of the sources, like organizing the topics. And just looking through these, surely I would find something that I wanted to go deeper in. And I absolutely did that. So here's chapter 1. Okay. Historical setting, first siege, Babylonian indoctrination, moral heroism and obedience, divine favor. Now, one of the things we have to remember here is, if you scroll, it can get bigger. I didn't know that. So, sometimes how you learn something is just push the buttons. Okay, that's good to know. So let's collapse these and collapse that back. And here's Nebuchadnezzar's dream. And then there's more stuff here. And the fiery furnace, we all know that story. Image of gold, forced worship, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, their names they were given by Babylon. Expand this. And this is a reference right here, but if not, submit to God's will, sovereignty. That was from that reference that we had from, what is this? Oh, that's downloading it. Oh, it downloads it in, it just downloads a picture of what we're seeing right here. Okay, that's good. Okay, it downloads a picture. So this must be the little thing that closes it. That did. So let's close this back and we go back to the summaries. The chat is still in the middle. We've got the mind map open right now. So let's go back to the studio. And when I clicked on one of those topics in the mind map, then it generated this, which was a summary of that flyout in the mind map. So that's how I got that over there. And there's a thing here where you can convert it to a source. So it will show up over here and then you can chat with it either individually by itself by clicking or unclicking this. And this says you're chatting with all 7 sources, but turning this, if we convert this to a source, then we could just click just on that one thing and chat with it. That's pretty neat. That will really keep you engaged and thinking for a while, because you can just go in whatever direction that you just feel led to go. Okay, so that was, but if not, and if you want to watch the video itself, here, if you click on the resource itself, you get the YouTube link, you get the transcript. Down here is the transcript. But then if you want to go to YouTube itself, you can just go there or just play it right here. Okay? So let's see here. Let's try something. If I highlight something right here, okay, yeah, that doesn't do anything. But this is the video that can play right in there. So let's go back to here. But in a write-up, though, if you click on that source, on that sentence, it does, it's got the whole thing highlighted. It's not just going right to that one thing. It highlights the whole thing. So let's try this one. 7. It pulled from, see, now it jumped to 30,000 feet. So it pulls from there and it highlights just that part. Okay, that's interesting. So even though I was asking about, but if not, from the mind map, that particular topic in the mind map, it actually pulled from all of the sources because this goes to the 30,000 feet source, and that does too, and that goes to this original video here. Okay, so that's good to know. All right, so what else we had? That's the mind map. Now this is the topic here that I marked as something that I really want to talk about, maybe in like a longer video for my channel. This thing about him remembering his friends. The sources detail the promotion of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego by King Nebuchadnezzar, which occurred as a direct result of Daniel's successful interpretation of the king's dream in Daniel chapter 2. Daniel remembers his friends. He did not forget his friends. Daniel remembered his friends because they went to battle with him in prayer. Okay, now. Okay. The revelation of the dream and its interpretation had come to Daniel only after he and his friends sought God's mercy through prayer. That's powerful right there. That's like your prayer warrior team. So that's something I picked out from there that I really wanted to go further in. So I'm definitely going to make that into something. I love that. I love that idea of having a prayer warrior team. Prayer warriors seeking the Lord together. Okay. So, and I think I accidentally generated 2 mind maps. Remembering his friends. And these were notes, video script. Oh, I asked it to create a 30-minute video script from all of these sources. Let's click all of the sources again, because I think it saves what you have clicked there. It actually generated this script here and gave clues about what the visual should be, what the host or narrator says. And I haven't read through all of this, but it looks very organized. And so I'm excited to look into this. And, of course, I'm going to have to tweak it so it's my voice and it's my perspective. But I thought that was great that you could just ask it to do that. Okay, video script, presentation. It created a presentation. Oh, yeah, I asked it to create a presentation. So this, it organized into slides. Slide 1, 2. There's a chart in here. The fulfillment and the great gap. Oh, boy. This is, slide 8. Okay. And that's it. So it gave 8 slides. And okay, that was the presentation. And I think this was just a general overview after I had uploaded the sources. So, and the beautiful thing about this is we're talking about the Bible here. So anything that it generates, how easy is it for us to go to our own Bible, fact check it, spirit check it, make sure that it aligns with what I'm believing and seeing and putting together for myself through my own reading and devotions. But using a tool like this notebook LM, would just help make it more fun and maybe get you to a particular thing that you would really want to look into a little more, like me choosing that prayer warrior theme, Daniel and his friends, I really want to make another video about that. So that's going to be great. Okay. So, like I was saying, so this week it's just a little bit of a format. I didn't create a presentation before like I did because I usually use Canva to do that. But this week I just decided to use a tool to help me organize thoughts and see what it brought me back by joining sources. And I had, does it show me how many sources? It just says all sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I had 7 sources. So I take my favorite teachers or teachers that I like the way they think about things and put them in Notebook LM and let it guide me. And all the while, I am still just engaging and thinking about scripture. And that's all a part of it. That's a part of devotional. So this time, the time that I set aside for engagement with the word, is productive. And me using these other tools kind of helps it also be fun and motivating. So that is what I will end with for this week. And I hope it is something that, I said something that you can take uh, and use for your own devotional, because it really is just about having a structured plan to engage with the word. And that's exactly what the chronological reading plan does. And that's what we do here live on Saturdays, is just go over some of that stuff. So God bless you and keep you, and may heaven continue to smile upon you. And God willing, I will see you next time.